"I really don't get why you have to go alone," said Nick. "I've been out there, and believe me, 3 moons on the road is going to feel like 6. Smoke looked from Nick to Rose. His sister's face was tight with worry. "Okay, maybe I should try to explain." Nick rolled blue eyes at him. Rose nodded encouragement. "It started our second night here in Dreamhaven when we separated to find a new home. I headed across the bridge, and that's when I heard—" This was stupid. He couldn't explain. "What did you hear?" asked Rose. "Yeah, don't stop now." Nick's voice was snarky. "I heard the wind racing through the bridge and down the river. It sounded like music and places, smells, and foods I've never tasted. It sounded like a promise." Nick jumped down to swagger on the path. "A promise? Look, if it's adventure you want, I'm your cat. Let's just enjoy our first season of warm days and nights here in Dreamhaven. Next season, when the deep snow melts again, I'll go with you. I'll take you and Rose to some places I've been." "Or," Rose added, "if you don't want Nick to go with you now, I could just look you up and dream. I promise you won't even know I'm there." Smoke licked a back paw to buy some time. Nope, they didn't get it. "Haven't you ever wondered why out of all the cat worlds we're here on Earth? Why here? Now, maybe there's a reason." "Maybe," Nick answered. "But if your reason turns out to be unfriendly, it's good to have a second set of paws along." "Thanks for the offer, Nick. I know we'd have a great time. But just this once, I need to see what's out there for myself." "What's out there is a wild, tricky world. At least let me show you the ropes." How could Nick possibly understand? He'd been an outcast on the run for years. In Dreamhaven, he could finally dream like a normal cat, reach his other 8 lives, and live happily ever after. Rose could always travel through her own dreams, and everyone else's too. Dreamdancing was more than enough reason for any cat. They sat in an uncomfortable silence so long that stars had broken out all across the sky before Rose said, "Smoke's right. If only he can hear this wind's call, he should follow it. And alone, if that's what he really wants." "Now you've gone crazy too," Nick reproached her. But Smoke's purr was loud. Rose might not be happy, but at least she understood enough to let him have his way. And with both Rose and Smoke against him, Nick— "Fine. Now, I won't follow you now," Nick growled. "I'll wait for the 3rd full moon. Then we'll see what we see." The next morning, Rose, Nick, and Mark walked him to Dreamhaven Bridge. The snow had melted away, and green shoots covered the riverbank. He could feel Rose and his friends watching as he took his first steps, but he didn't look back. He dropped his nose to the muddy paths and moved downriver fast. That was the only way he could keep his paws from turning right around. So here he was, far from home, staring at a creepy moon. He'd never felt this alone. He'd always had Rose. Then he'd befriended Nick, and in Dreamhaven, he'd made other new friends like Mark, Shift, and Clavier. He'd earned Clavier's respect, and she'd made him a guardian of the village. But he'd never felt especially brave or like a hero. And tonight, he was pretty sure he wasn't either. Heroes didn't sit around feeling sorry for themselves. He looked up. The moon was just a red sliver. A shiver ran down his spine. Maybe the moon was a sign telling him he should go home. He'd already discovered tons of new scents and tastes, and he'd met some interesting cats. But he hadn't felt the one feeling he'd set out to find. Would he reach that feeling tomorrow? Or would the wind lead him somewhere else? He had no idea. That was the whole point. Smoke looked up as the moon vanished behind its dark twin. "You were wrong, Nick. 3 full moons away from you and Rose won't feel like 6. They'll feel like 60.